Welcome back to another hour of Scotch Hour. My name is Noah.
And I'm Jesse.
All right. Well, hopefully everyone had a wonderful week. I know mine was a little bit rough. I was a little bit under the weather. You can probably still hear it in my voice here, but I do believe we have a fun show ahead of us. This evening, we will be going over Balvenie 12, the American cask. You said it's part of the Stories line?
That's right. The sweet toast of American oak.
All right. That should be good. I can't wait to taste it. And then from there, we got our shout outs and our restaurant review, which this week will be the Brothers Barbecue. And then our Smarter Challenge being the Mandela Effect. I need to apologize to everybody out there because I was under the weather. Episode 66 got released really late. It was released Sunday evening. So if you did not get to see the premiere of that or anything like that, or you noticed it didn't come out on time, I do apologize.
If you guys need to understand one thing, it's this. It was like our own version of Shaun of the Dead in the household here, where we were walking zombies. For about it was pretty rough.
It was rough. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start off with the.
As we get ready to introduce the Scotch, I gotta say, Noah, you're gonna have to watch out. All the ladies with your deep voice, you got the white berry voice going on. You're gonna gain some extra market share and have the chicks flocking to you.
Maybe I need to be sick more often.
You're like, I'm always sick now.
You sick bastard.
Not the right kind of sick, but we'll go with it.
Scotch Review.
All right, here we've got the Balvenie Sweet Toast of American Oak 12-year, part of the Balvenie Stories collection, 43% ABV. This one being a Dovetown Speyside or Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. And it's a pretty fun bottle. It's interesting to see some of the things they have going on here. This is the first Balvenie we're sharing on the show, so looking forward to that. Do you want to kick it off with a couple more fun facts?
Well, I was going to say that this is episode 67.
67.
And it took us this long to try a Balvenie. It seems a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But, okay.
We didn't go alphabetical.
Well, let's see here. The Balvenie is owned by William Grant and Sons. William Grant was born in 1866. He started off as he was not born in 1866. That's when he became the bookkeeper for Mortlock. And around 1886, after working there for 20 years, that's when he built the plans and the foundations were laid for the Balvenie distillery. Also, if you do like the Balvenie scotches here, they do have a tour. It does take 2.5 hours to go through. You do get to meet the Scotch makers there, and you learn about the 5 rare crafts. Explore the famous warehouse 24. I have no idea what that is, but you do get to go explore it. And of course, there's a tasting afterwards. It does cost $61 US or 50 GBP, Great British Pounds.
Or 1 US cup of American gasoline.
At this point, yeah. It's getting that way, Biden.
Oh, man.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
Yeah. My meme of the week last week was the Biden 007 Zero Things barrel.
Yeah.
Zero things good. Gas $7 a gallon. God damn him, man. All right. So with this Balvenie, so one of the things that is a little bit different with the Balvenie is they do something pretty interesting. Not so much of a foil, more of a wrap around the tops of their bottles. So we'll pop this guy open. As you mentioned that, there are a whole line of Balvenie Stories collection whiskeys, or really scotches. So this one is the 12-year, the Sweet Toast of American Oak. It's story number 1. Story number 2 is Week of Peat. That's a 14-year scotch. So this one at 43% ABV. The next one's all the way at a 48.6. And then after the Week of Peat, we've got A Day of Dark Barley. That thing's 26 years old. You think that they would start to mellow it out there? Nope, that's story number 3. You've got The Edge of Burnhead Wood, story number 4. Second Red Rose, number 5. And then A Tale of the Dog. The Tale of the Dog, a 42-year-old scotch.
I don't really care about how old that one is. I just want to try it because of the name.
That's a cool name.
Ooh. I mean, looking through the bottle, looks like it has a nice color.
Oh, yeah. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
There you go.
Hey, baby.
You're having a little too much fun with that now, man. Don't let it go to your head. Which head?
Which head?
Which head you going to do? I don't know.
All right. We'll go ahead and we'll start our tasting now here and go into our warp speed section.
All right. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Okay, so the Balvenie 12-year American Cask. I'm going to give it my best shot here, people.
Bold move, Cotton. Bold move.
Exactly. Bold move. Bold move. You know, like I said, I'm still getting over this cold here. You can probably still hear it in my voice. So for me, when I look at this this particular dram here, I think it has a nice copper tone to it. It's not overly dark. It's not like, but it's not light either. I mean, it's kind of maybe more on the like mid to light side, but I like the nice copper tone to it. As far as the nose, from what I could gather, I'm getting hints of vanilla, citrus, and fudge. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to my palate, what I'm able to pick up is I mentioned to you during our warp speed session there that the people get to see that I was getting like a burnt orange or maybe a brown sugar burnt orange, where they kind of like, you know, like burnt the brown sugar or whatever, caramelized the brown sugar and burnt the orange there, with some vanilla. And then in the mid palate, I mentioned there was some spice there, and you confirmed what I thought it might have been, which was ginger and cinnamon. And then my finish is maltish type of finish with vanilla flavor. The one thing I didn't really get from this, I know it's an American oak. I didn't really get a whole lot of oakiness from it, or like a wood barrel type of flavor, but you could definitely tell the characteristic of the American oak because of like how heavy the vanilla is throughout the whole process, through the nose, the palate, and the finish. That's definitely a strong characteristic of American oak. So I think it's a great bottle. This might be one I would probably take to a poker game and stuff like that.
What was this rolling?
$70.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, it's so for me, I'm not so far off what you just mentioned. Something to consider. So this is something where the Balvenie, their story here is that they're using virgin, heavily charred, virgin oak casks, American oak casks from Kentucky. Virgin? That's right. That's right. Salem witch trials all over again. These oak casks travel 3,792 miles from Kentucky to the Balvenie distillery. So that's the first step. I am also willing to make that trip. So I'm thinking what we need to do is we need to go to Kentucky and find their next shipment of oak barrels and hide in one until we get to Belvini and be like, surprise, we're here for the tasting.
You mentioned that these are the stories, right?
Yes.
So that was this is related to Kelsey McKinney.
Yes.
So she obviously likes that American Kentucky wood.
That's right. 3,792 miles of travel just to get a little bit of it.
Surprise!
Yeah, look, it's wood. So with that, what I've got to say is I'm gonna throw out a couple different scenarios there, and I know not everyone's done a lot of cooking. I've done some great cooking, some terrible cooking, but really what I'm talking about is more along the baking/candy lines. And with this, one of the things that I have to say is a flavor to introduce this with is if you've ever tried making fudge and you put that burner on a little too hot and you weren't paying quite enough attention and turning and spinning, flipping that fudge quick enough because you're more folding it than you are stirring it. And with that, you get the little burnt piece along the sides and the bottom of the pan. That's one of the flavors that I think is really pinnacle and key in this, something to remember. And I believe it comes from that charred American oak from Kentucky. Another thing to really think about is anyone who's gone out and spent $40+ on a fancy drink, especially when it's a whiskey drink, a lot of times they'll burn an orange peel and trap the smoke to get that flavor into that whiskey or scotch. And with that also, they'll use as a garnish or another flavor additive is a stick of cinnamon and swirled around. Well, this wonderful scotch, I think this is a fun scotch, and it's definitely more fun than mainstream, I would say. I don't know enough about Balvenie just yet, but with it, as I look at the color is a nice medium brass to me. Like it is good, light to medium brass, not dark, but good. With the nose, I'm getting a hint of oak and what I would say candied orange peel at the front of the nose, followed by vanilla, like vanilla for days. And that is absolutely something, as you mentioned, comes from that American oak. On the palate, that candied orange peel immediately transcends to a burnt orange peel, followed by a vanilla toffee. And I think that's, again, part of that heavily charred oak cask. That's followed by a hint of butterscotch, more of that sugar, the brown sugar. With the finish, you've got burnt brown sugar. It's part of that same heavily charred oak that's giving it that, and a little bit of honey. It is not, with all of these flavors going on, it is not lacking any sort of smoothness. It is a super smooth scotch, but with that honey also comes out that ginger and that cinnamon heat. And for me, it finishes with that oak spice, that ginger, that cinnamon heat, and the flavor of oak for days. And it's a very simple oak flavor. It's a very Man, it's definitely like a white oak flavor versus a red oak. It's very simple and it's long and it's smooth and I enjoy it. And all the other flavors are still there. It's not like they've all diminished and disappeared from the palate. They're all still there, enjoying this show, this 3,792 mile trip. Definitely well worth it. Nice job, Balvenie.
It's time for our shout-outs.
I'll shout it right out. Shout out goes to, man, this is something you guys are going to be getting tired of. Verstappen and the Red Bull Racing Team with their Honda/not Honda engines, dominating in Baku and winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to further increase his lead in this Formula One championship. Yeah, that's definitely my shout out. Nice job. It was a good, clean race.
Yeah, they had a good race there. My shout out, I have quite a few of them though. The first one is going to go to Black House. It's a nice restaurant there in downtown Parker off of Main Street. They had a wine pairing dinner with Saint Supri Winery. And if you ever get a chance to do a wine tasting there, I highly recommend it. They put on a fantastic show. Their first course was a seared diver scallop, and you got to see the pictures, and I'll throw them up here. And then second course was roasted pork tenderloin. Third course was pan-seared duck breast, and fourth course was braised venison, and then the dessert was the Elvis. And if you do go there ever to for dinner or lunch or breakfast, if you have Laura or Peyton as your waitress, I would highly recommend asking for them. They did a fantastic job. My second shout out goes to Fogo de Chao and Amy and her staff. They did another wine dinner there at the Prisoner Wines, and they seem to get better every time at doing they're doing their special events. So keep that up. Instead of this time, and she even made a comment to me about this. She watched our show and she made sure the dessert was not the creme brulee.
There you go.
So this time around, it was cheesecake with like this guava sauce drizzled over it. It was really good. And I don't like cheesecake, but that was a great cheesecake. Although I will say that their fall soup, the one that we had at that last wine tasting with the butternut squash.
That was just insanely good.
That was really good. The one that they had this time was like a corn chowder one. It wasn't nearly as good, but it was still decent. And the last one here, I think we forgot to properly give her a shout out like 2 weeks ago. Is Kathy for giving us a donation. Do we?
Yep,
oh, okay. Okay, well, making sure I get it again because I wasn't quite sure. So, all right, so that's all I have for shout outs this week.
All right. Get together?
Sure.
My only get together is for the Fed and everyone else that's working for Biden's side of the government. And how did you get inflation wrong again? Like everyone else in the world realized this number wasn't going to go down, and then you're surprised when it went up? Really? Like 8.6 surprised you, huh? You thought it was going to go down again. Really just get it together and figure it out. Everyone but the people who are getting paid to take care of our economy understood what was going to happen. How did they get it wrong? I mean, they're literally getting paid to know this. all the people who are paying them through tax dollars are like, yeah, inflation's going up. Oh, no, it's not. How do you know it's going up? Well, I just saw my gas bill. I just saw my rent bill. I just saw my grocery bill. I know it went up. Oh, no. Just wait for the report. It's going down. Nope, it's going down. I'm yelling timber. You know what's going down in timber is the American economy. Boom.
So you're not buying the fact that they're telling you that we're in the strongest economy ever, and so we can handle inflation?
That's right. I forgot that Biden was so smart. Yeah, he went and took the best economy ever, destroyed it, flushed it down the toilet, and said it's okay because we can afford it. Really? I literally can't afford it. I have lost so much spending power. It's insane.
So I'm gonna give my get it together to two groups of people, but they're kind of tied into one thing. First, the Democrats and the Rhinos who decided to put on the sham January 6th hearings on primetime TV. We all know that's a sham. It's a joke. You can tell that they cut and spliced it, and they hire like a former news president to try to like spin it and all that stuff to make it look even more professional or whatever. But no, they failed. Only 19 million people across 12 networks viewed it.
I'll bet they spent 19 million U.S. taxpayer dollars with that fail.
Oh, they probably spent more than that too. And
get it together.
Yeah, definitely get it together. And the other people who are tied into that I want to say get it together are those people who don't do their research. There's actually videos out there where you see the officers like open up the gates. You see there's videos out there where you see the officers like wave people in. You see them like giving directions. So. And then you get people asking like, well, where are these videos at? They're out there. They've been out there since January. So get it together, man. Go do your research.
Brothers Barbecue. Arapahoe and I-25.
Located on Arapahoe Road and I-25.
I think it's probably technically Centennial, Colorado.
Is that Greenwood Village?
I don't know. It could be.
I'm not sure. I mean, I saw like a Greenwood Village police officer going to that gas station right across the street as I was pulling out.
The biggest problem with that restaurant and that whole area is the traffic flow. Like you leave that place unless you cut through 8 parking lots through different companies and businesses and restaurants, most of which are out of business or meth establishments. You're turning right to turn right to turn left. It's just like when I had to do my U-turns to get into the place. I'm like, how did I just spend 5 minutes going 1 block just to turn around and come back?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good place to start. The location is not the easiest location to get in and out of at all.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, the access there is very hard to get in and out.
You're gonna earn your entry.
You have to work for it.
That's right.
I don't know. For me, I thought, I used to like Brothers Barbecue a lot when they first opened up, and I think after COVID, you can tell there's a big difference in the quality that's going on there. So they've been affected by COVID. They used to have like a bar area that's been closed down, but you can still buy like bottle or I guess cans of beer, but it's not the same without if you want to get like a draft or something like that. Their brisket is still pretty good. Not as good as I remember it being before, but I still highly recommend going there. I think some of their sauces taste pretty good. I really do like their original Kansas City style sauce. Their Carolina mustard sauce tastes really good with stuff like with pork or even with the chicken. And then their barbecue baked beans. Usually when I go there, if I get a side, it's usually going to be those barbecue baked beans because I do enjoy those a lot. So, I mean, it's kind of a fast foody type of place. It's a barbecue place, though, too. So you're not going to be paying like fast food type of prices, but you do get your food pretty quickly. So I'm going to give it probably like at least this location. I'll give it probably about like a 6.5. I think it has potential to be better, and I think it probably was better before COVID. Can you take a date there? If it's a casual date, sure. If you're going to try to impress a chick, I'd say no. Can you meet a buddy there? Sure, yeah, you could. They do have TVs up, so you could watch sports while you're eating your barbecue and stuff like that. And they do have a patio, so it could be that, maybe like on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, it might be a nicer place to chill and have some barbecue dinner with, I would say with some beer, but without the drafts, I'm not really sure how much you want to spend on canned beers. So overall, I'll give it, like I said, a 6.5.
All right. Well, for me, I just got a text from my daughter that we need to go scope out the moon, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty freaking dynamic.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we could put everything on pause.
Let's finish this restaurant review and scope it out.
Okay.
My daughter has always loved the moon. It's one of the things we used to look at together when she was just a little weed caught. So big deal. That's cool. Thank you, Mila. With that, for myself,
Shout out to
brothers.
Mila.
That's right. I had the brothers sandwich. It was pretty good. So you've got your sausage link, and then it's topped with some pulled pork and topped with some coleslaw. And honestly, I thought it was pretty good. Some onion strings on top. I had a side of fries and a soda. Mine was $17. Really not that much more expensive than Taco Bell, as we've learned as of late. If you can find a Taco Bell that's staffed and open on a weekend. And with that, it was pretty good. I enjoyed mine. Would I take a first date there? Like, the location was the killer. It's way out of the way no matter what. If I was on a road trip with a date, yeah, no big deal. Stop, get that, have a soda. I thought their fountain drinks were actually really good. I'm not a fan of Pepsi products. They had Pepsi products, but their Diet Dr. Pepper was on point tonight. Yeah. And then the barbecue sauce was good. I had their regular Kansas City as well. I thought it was great with my sandwich. Really the biggest win was the fries, man. The fries outdid the sandwich. No complaints, no regrets with my food. Go there with a friend, absolutely. I do think it looks like it's like a little rundown. I wish it was in a better location, because with a better location, I think it would really thrive. I think it would be great. And man, yeah, it was fun. So overall for me, and this isn't a negative, this is just right where I think it is. I agree with you. For me, it's right around that 6 mark. Go with a friend, absolutely. Go with a quick bite for decent barbecue with a date. Absolutely, if it's convenient for that purpose and that time. But otherwise, for me, I'm gonna find another place. Just the location was brutal.
Smarter challenges.
The Mandela Effect.
For those of you who don't know much about the Mandela Effect, what did you find on it?
I mean, the first thing to know about the Mandela Effect is that it's named after Nelson Mandela. Why? Because one story says he died a free man in 2013, and lots of other people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. We've got a 33-year disparity here, ladies and gentlemen. Quite the contrast in deaths. So with that, really the effect being, hey, what just happened? Why do we remember one thing? Is this something because one version is somebody's gone through and created a time wave, so to speak, a ripple in our timeline, and so we remember something that did happen, but since the past was now changed, there's 2 pasts and one overshadows the other greatly. But there are those minds who are still like, whoa, no, negative Ghost Rider.
So this is where I think a little bit of like the whole thought of multiverses come into play a little bit. And I think what happened, but you're talking about the Nelson Mandela effect, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But if my memory serves me, it was like in a textbook that said that he died in the 80s or something.
In prison.
And while he's in prison. and then he actually, as we know, he actually like got out of prison and became the president of South Africa and stuff like that. And then maybe he died.
Yeah, in 2013.
Okay, yeah. So,
dude, that's a rough life when somebody changes the past and you die twice.
Right. And then I know that there's some other things out there they talk about, like the CERN super collider. They think that that might be causing some of the Mandela effects out there, which are causing those ripples that you're talking about. But I'm not sure if we want to get too deep into that. I didn't do as much research into that as I would have liked to this week, because I was looking at the back of my eyelids. So I did find some things here about like some of the things that people say that they have seen or remember differently. So the first one that we're looking at, and for those of you, what we're going to do here is I have on my iPad I have some pictures here, and we'll be sharing these. I'll be posting these up. I'm going to put a little bit extra work into this upcoming one here, but I'll be posting these up so that way you guys see which ones we're talking about as we go through. But this is the Curious George one. And here we have Curious George. Some people remember Curious George, the monkey having a tail, and others do not. Do you remember which way do you remember it being?
So I actually remember both, and it's interesting because when I remember as I was a kid, he had a tail, and then I remember watching it with my kids. And by the way, the remake, what year was that? That was about 15 years ago, I think it was. Curious George. Dynamite, the music soundtrack and score in particular, definitely heartbreaking, but heartwarming in all the same, and also no tail. So I remember as a kid, he had a tail, and then for some reason, my kid's version did not have that tail.
So growing up, I also thought I remember him having a tail, but here it talks about how he never had a tail. So the answer is like he never had a tail, even supposedly like going back to when we were kids. But I just don't see it. I mean, I don't remember it that way, but this next one here is, I don't know why they put Nelson Mandela as number 2 when it's actually named after him. So we already talked about that.
Because it's not as great as Curious George.
Okay, do you remember Jiffy or Jif?
Oof. See,
I mean, I just remember Jif.
I remember Jif. What I remember Jiffy from is Jiffy Pop.
Okay.
The popcorn, but I remember Jif.
Yeah, I remember the peanut butter as Jif as well. Even though the Jiffy logo up there, it still doesn't even look right to me.
Not a good example.
No. That's an ad. All right, Looney Tunes. Is it spelled with Toons or Tunes?
Oh, man. So what I remember is 2 O's, like a cartoon, Looney Tunes.
Okay, it's actually Tunes. I remember it as Tunes, but here that's one of those ones where like.
See, and that's what I was going to say, but I still like seem to remember from TOO as a cartoon. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It was all about music, tunes, TUNS.
Yeah. So, and here's the kind of, I might as well pause it right here instead of going through some more. We'll go through some more here in a little bit, but how much of this do you think actually is just like maybe faulty memory? Because like we're talking about things like, I haven't watched any Looney Tunes since like maybe like 30 years ago. It's been a long time.
Right. Absolutely.
So, maybe my memory isn't totally 100% on that. I'm sure it's in there in some kind of vault, but when you don't use it, you lose it, right?
Yeah, like I literally just go back to Who Framed Robert Rabbit, and like I think about Toontown. Looney Tunes, Toontown, and I just immediately imagine two O's.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. We're loony, we're toony, we're all little.
I mean, who didn't think Jessica Rabbit was hot?
Okay, how about the Bearstein or Bearstain?
Oh,
Bears. I never looked at this book. I never read the book. I don't know anything about the story, so I couldn't answer this one.
See, I would have to say Bernstein, E-I-N, not stain as in I stained my pants, A-I-N.
Yeah, apparently it's A-I-N.
Yeah, see, I literally would think it was the other one.
Since I didn't know, like if I wasn't looking at this, I would have gone with the E-I-N as well. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find one that we both would know pretty well. Oh, how about this one? This one's is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City? I mean, I can tell you from everything I hear and all that stuff, I always heard it as like Sex in the City.
See, I always thought it was Sex and the City.
And you're right, it is Sex and the City.
Because they were two separate different things. It wasn't just Sex in the City. Plus, they were having sex outside of the city.
That would make sense. I mean,
but it was Sex and the City. Yeah. Interesting show, man. Like, can you ever imagine the male version of that not being kicked off or being like totally politically incorrect, but the female version with the same content is politically
you're empowering women, though. That's why.
All right, I get it.
You got to kill the patriarchy.
All right.
Down with the masculine males. Right?
Yeah, what's that? So you can have masculine females? Because those are all the masculine traits that they literally say are negative masculine.
Yeah, they don't like toxic males.
Yeah, just toxic females?
Yep, apparently.
All right, damn it. Well, why wasn't I born a woman?
How about for Breeze? This one, does it have two E's or one E?
Ooh. Dude.
I would think it'd be one E.
I'm going with one E. Only because two E's just seems too much. I don't remember two E's, so I'm going with one.
Yeah, so here it says, you might use the stuff every day, but be honest, you thought it was for Breeze with two E's, didn't you?
No, didn't.
No, I didn't either. So I guess maybe we're correct. It's the one E.
Yeah, the two E's just looks all sorts of wrong.
Yeah, it does. Oscar Mayer or Oscar Meyer? M-E-Y or M-A-Y?
Well, they're both Meyer.
Yeah.
Oof. My hot dog has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My wiener has a last name. It's M-A-Y-M-E-Y-E-R. Dude, it's a tough one.
This, you know what you need right now?
What's that?
You need Demolition Man with that radio station that plays the ad jingles all the time. I think it's when you're doing it, when you're singing it that way, I think M-A-Y-E-R sounded better.
I think so too. I'm going with Meyer. M-A-Y-E-R.
Okay, one of the most confounding of all. There's an A in Meyer. So honest to goodness, we thought it was Meyer. So we're right. It's the A.
All right.
Sweet.
I knew my hot dog had two names, damn it, and I knew both of them.
All right, how about the shoe here? Is there a T or no T in Skechers?
Oh, no T.
Yeah, I agree, no T. And
I'd just be sketchy.
and we are correct. There's no T. I don't remember the T in it. It looks way wrong.
Dude, it totally just sounds wrong.
All right, how about Fruit Loops?
Oh,
I think I remember it as the Blows.
I definitely reminded it as double O's because I remember it with the 4 colors of Fruit Loops.
So do I.
I was going to say we're wrong.
I think we're right. F-R-O-O-T. So I think we're right. Yep.
Groot. Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot. All right. How about Uncle Pennyworth? I didn't even know the guy had a name. The Monopoly guy.
All right. What about Mr. Pennyworth?
Does he wear a monocle or no monocle?
Oh, snap. I'm going no monocle.
I would agree. No monocle. I think because when you look at the chance cards and stuff like that, or get out of free jail, he doesn't have a monocle in those.
I don't remember one.
Yeah. And
the monocle just makes him look like he's like the burglar man guy from Burger King.
Right. And I believe we're correct.
All right.
How about Kit Kat? Is there a dash or no dash?
No dash.
No dash.
No dash.
So this one, you're right. It is no dash. But I swear to God, like when I was a little kid, I thought I had a dash. But I was a kid, you know, so I don't know.
Damn it, man! I know my candy. Don't even challenge my candy game.
All right.
You're gonna talk about Almond Joy, baby Ruth, Ruth, baby.
All right. How about the? Is there a cornucopia and Fruit of the Looms?
Oh damn!
This one, I never bought any Fruit of the Looms, so I remember I do remember like Michael Jordan doing like I think TV ads for them, right? Way a long time ago. I think it was, or was that Haynes?
Somebody did some Fruit of the Looms because these grown ass men were dressing up as apples and stuff.
The one thing I do remember about Fruit of the Looms is they always had the guys dressing up as the fruits.
Yeah.
I would go with the cornucopia.
I think you have to just because loom. Nothing else means loom.
Yeah. And I don't know. It doesn't really give me a true answer here. It says it used to have a cornucopia behind the fruit, right? Right? I wish it gave me a total answer. I don't know.
Not saying.
No, that's all it says there. They should have given us a little bit clearer answer on that one. All right. How good is your snacks knowledge?
Some of it's pretty good.
All right. How about Cheez-Its? Is there a Z or no Z?
No Z. Cheez-It.
I believe you're right. Cheez-It. Because it says, we swear there used to be an extra Z at the end. What is happening?
No, man, it's just it. I got fat off those bad boys. I know.
You are correct. All right. How about Oreos? Double stuff. So I guess does the stuff have one F or two Fs? Oh.
Two Fs.
I think it's only one F. Because it says 18 out of 24. It says double stuff STUF Oreos there. So I think that gives us the answer.
Just a single?
Yeah. Which, let me see if that tells us over there. Yeah. The Fruit of the Loom one doesn't even tell. It just says Fruit of the Loom logo, so never mind.
This here right is telling me that the Fruit of the Loom logo has never had a cornucopia.
All right. There we go. No cornucopia. All right. How big of a Star Wars fan are you?
Not nearly as big as you are.
Okay. This one, they talk about C3PO. If he was all gold or did he have a silver leg? And here's the funny part. I do remember the all gold one. And I remember one year, all of a sudden I was watching the movie again. Because I watch it almost like every year. And I noticed whatever year it was, probably about like 5, 6 years back, I noticed the silver leg.
I thought he always had a silver leg because he was made from repair parts from the get-go.
Well, see, that's what they say. They said it's always been that way. But like when I always remembered it as always being all gold, and then all of a sudden, like one year, I just noticed that like it was silver.
Well, let's also face some facts when it comes to something like this. By the way, we know Walt Disney has changed The Mandalorian season 1 after he got huge.
Yeah. All right. How about the Flintstones? Is there a T there in the Flint, or is it just Flynn?
Just Flynn.
It is the Flintstones.
Is it really? Damn. That just looks goofy.
Wait, is that right? Yeah, the Flintstones has 2 T's. This house, it's yours or it's not. No, just joking. This is not part of it.
It's mine now. I remember this.
All right, this one is chartreuse. Were you told that chartreuse was a green color or like a magenta color?
Oh, that's interesting. Because it's green.
It is a shade of green.
I know that because I have a chartreuse colored pocket square. So I got this. Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the Forrest Gump one?
No. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. Here it says, it's not what Forrest Gump actually said. If you listen closely, life was like a box of chocolates. We're regretting all those Instagram captions right about now. So life, because a lot of people remember it as life is like a box of chocolates, but that's not correct.
Life was like a box of chocolates. That's because Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates, past tense, not present.
Correct. All right, Cinderella. What did the Wicked Witch say in Cinderella to the mirror? Was it mirror, mirror on the wall? Or was it magic mirror on the wall?
Ooh, magic mirror.
It is magic mirror. Boom, man. You're
I do it every night. Magic mirror on the wall. God damn it.
All right, here's another Star Wars one. I think everyone misquotes this one a lot too, where they say, Luke, I'm your father. When actually it was stated as, no, I am your father, I think. It says here, honestly, this one, all he said really was, I am your father. Oh, he left out Luke. So I am your father. Some people outside of the United States, we should get this since we live here. But how many states are there?
Let's go with the outside of the United States version, 52.
Actually, some people were taught that there was 51 or 52.
Because of Puerto Rico or what?
I don't know. They didn't say that. But the answer, I mean, obviously, as we both know, it's 50.
50.
So I thought that was
same number of stars on the U.S. flag to this day.
This one I thought was pretty interesting. Do you remember the actor Sinbad?
Oh, who doesn't?
So supposedly, some people believe that they remember seeing him in a movie called Genie. And that never existed. Do you remember that movie, or do you think you remember that movie?
I don't remember Genie, but I remember people just talking mad smack about Sinbad being in a terrible movie.
So the funny part is, I swear to God, he was in a movie called Genie, because if you ask Adam, he believes that too, because when he was a little kid, he used to apparently love that movie.
Was it maybe a cartoon or a commercial?
I have no idea, but I swear to God, I thought it was a movie, and he thinks it's a movie. But apparently that never existed. What's this one here? Patrick Swayze.
Ooh, what about him?
Though the actor sadly died being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, people have said that they remember him recovering. I don't.
I don't remember him recovering either.
No, I don't either. Location of the Walt Disney World Castle. If you've ever been to Magic Kingdom, do you recall where the castle is located? I couldn't tell you. I've never been to. I've been to Disney. I've been more to the Epcot Center than actually like Disney.
I feel like it's pretty much at the far end of the park.
Far end?
Yeah, like you go in and it's like way down there because after it's over, everyone's racing to get out of the park. And at least in or in California, it took a while to get out.
So I think you're probably right because it says clearly remembers it being in the entrance of the park, but it seems like it must be located at the end.
Yeah, I remember the long haul home. Aiden on my shoulder, Mila in a stroller. It was a memory I'm very fond of. I'm blessed to have had that chance with them.
Well, those are some of the ones that they had posted up here for us to check out. Do you have any final thoughts about the Mandela Effect? I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of just discuss and kind of go through those. Didn't quite. Yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting perspective because with some of these, I think the biggest one for you is the Sinbad.
Yeah.
And with that, there are always these things, and I can't think of any right now. I really should have gone out of my way to consider a few, but yeah, as things continue to change in this world, there are some things where it's like, yeah, man, what happened to that? I remember that. No, I distinctively remember that. And such is not the case. So with that, it is precarious.
Yes, there is. Oh, and there's another big one out there that wasn't on that slideshow. It has to do with Ed McMahon.
Okay.
Do you remember him?
Yes.
Did he ever give out checks?
Oh man, I never remember him giving out checks, but I remember him like showing all the commercials of people getting checks from other people.
Do you remember what company that was for?
Oh, shit, dude. Literally, like, it's probably wrong, but I feel like it was Publishers Clearinghouse.
Okay. You're wrong. That's what everyone remembers him for. But he said he's never worked for the Publishers Clearinghouse. So that's one of those weird ones out there. But like a lot of people tend to think about it, and I think there's even like a Johnny Carson skit about it.
I don't doubt it. Maybe that's what it stems from.
Maybe.
And that's another thing is there can be these things where it's just one person has this comic version of it and all of a sudden everyone remembers it. There might be one guy out there who made like a 30-minute skit with Sinbad being a damn genie dressed up like a fool, and then Sinbad never even saw it, but meanwhile this guy puts it out there just enough of us see it, and then he's like, this is the funniest stuff ever, pull it.
But apparently he worked for another company called American Publishing Warehouse or something like that. And
okay.
And that's who it was for, but not Publishers.
That's, yeah, close enough. In my book, that's close enough.
Close enough, but yeah. Publishing Clearinghouse, they're like, he's never worked for us, and he's like, I never worked for them. But I remember those TV commercials. You used to have them like hold up the big, huge checks.
I want one of those big, huge checks. God damn it! Seriously, where's mine?
And, there's
I read
right. And sometimes I think memory does get affected by like a mass group, because I think there's like a study out there where like if a large group of like animals start to learn something, then other animals start to pick up on it just naturally or whatever.
Yeah, herd mentality.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's kind of what's gone on here. I'm not really sure if there's like actually someone out there like changing the timelines, but it's a possibility too.
It'd be fun to mess with that.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally on the internet, sometimes you'll see like, check out these photos, like people from the future.
I'm just saying we could go back and it'll be like, oh yeah, they thought this whole Fruit Loops thing was funny the first time. Wait for this. It's like FRUUUUUUUT loops PS. Everyone will be like, I don't remember that. That's it. That's the only way it's ever been. Shit would have never sold.
All right, man. So what's the topic for next week?
All right. Next week, man, what's the big movie coming out?
Is it Thunder? Thor?
Thor. I think it's going to be Thor.
Okay.
I think that like is a must because man, I remember Fat Thor and I still have like these super fond memories watching Fat Thor and everyone being like, "You look like a tub of ice cream that melted." And now in this new one, he's got these chains the size of like bigger than he is, and he's working out and gets slim and sexy again. Let's double check, make sure we've got a good release date for Thor, God of Thunder here. And we may not be able to do that.
Oh, is it not going to work out?
Comes out July 8th. We got a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
I thought it came out sooner than that.
So did I. I thought there was I got a message saying that tickets were available. But maybe available for then.
All right, we're going to have to do something different.
Well, it is it'll be right after Father's Day weekend, I think.
Yeah. Dude, I think we have to go. Man, Mission Impossible. I hate to say it, but I think we have to go there.
All right.
Best Mission Impossible movie so far.
Okay.
Best Mission Impossible song. And what do you love or not love about Mission Impossible movies?
Okay. Just the movies, right? We're not talking about the series.
Just the movies. Tom Cruise. As we prepare, we still have almost a year away before the next one comes out, but damn, I'm excited.
Okay. Sounds good.
Too bad Bullet Train's not coming out. That would have to be it.
Yeah.
Good.
And what are we going to drink?
All right. For Top Gun, we're going with the Balvenie 12.
Top Gun?
Sorry for Tom Cruise. I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
I could do Top Gun again.
I mean, might as well, but Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, Balvenie 12.
All right. Anything you want to say to the people before we...
No, drink responsibly. Thanks for watching the show. Please give us feedback. Let Noah know you're happy he's with the life of the living again.
Trying to be.
And, man, you want to wrap it up with our different media?
Yeah, so for all of you out there, thanks again who listen to us on our Audible platform. So whether it's on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, any of the other numerous ones that we have. If you're watching us, then we're on YouTube or Rumble, and so we appreciate you watching us on there. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to become a Patron member, enter our information down below in the comment in the details. The very first one there in the link, you'll see Podbean Patron, and you can take that link there and you become a Patron member for as low as $1. And we do appreciate you guys listening and watching us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have as much fun as we do. And hopefully we'll be able to get to do a lot more of those movie theater rentals like we did recently.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. And the way to get preferred invites is either to do a one-time donation or become a Patron member or be a co-host.
Yeah. Priority access.
Priority access. Yeah, there you go. Priority. That sounds even better than what I said.
Well, that's what she said.
So with that, everyone, hopefully you have a great night, and we greatly do appreciate you, and cheers, and Scotch man. Cheers.
Cheers.
We hope you enjoyed this evening's episode of Scotch Hour. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have not done so already, please become a Patron member, with memberships starting as low as $1 a month. Thank you, and hopefully you have a wonderful evening.